This is Komets Corner.
Oh man, he is Shane Alvarado. I'm Glenn Marini. This is Komets Corner, brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe, and we have got a whole heck of a lot of hockey, not only to talk about, but to preview as well, because Shane, you were just regaling us with the statistics about the month of February. It's going to be a busy one for the Komets.
Yeah, 14 games in 28 days. That's a crazy amount of hockey, and this is a pivotal month. I mean, this is going to maybe at the end of the day tell the story of the Komet season this month of February.
And right now, in the middle of a stretch with 7 games in 10 days, but in the last 6 games, 5 wins, including 2 this past weekend, 2 shutouts of 6-0, 1 in Cincinnati, 1 against Tahoe at home. Obviously didn't end the weekend that you would have liked, but what did you see from the Komets this weekend that has you thinking positive thoughts heading forward?
Yeah, nice response. After losing 3 in a row, you come back and you win 5 in a row. Pretty impressive there, and it looked like we did earlier in the season when we were shutting guys out left and right. So that was, I believe, the 7th shutout of the season. So we're 1 away from the team record, and here we are in February. But this team did a lot in defense the first couple months of the season, and that's what I saw this weekend. Also, timely goal scoring. I mean, you had 6 different goal scorers on Friday night, and you had 5 different goal scorers on Saturday. And you got stops when you needed them, and a little bit of luck, and you got 2 shutouts. So and then Sunday, hey, it is what it is. Again, that streak. Streaks are going to end, and then you can just start a new one up. And they've played a lot of hockey that weekend, and it's going to happen. It's funny. I looked at a statistic before the game. I was wondering, what was the best defensive team in Komet history, and the fewest goals ever given up. And I looked up that stat, and it was back in the 50s, 177 goals given up. And I'm like, we hadn't even given up 100 yet, and here it is, February, and that was a mistake looking that up because we gave up the most goals we ever did in one game on Sunday. So that goal was actually obtainable. As I was looking at, all right, if we average what we're averaging now, goals against, we might actually break that record. Well, we'll see if we can recover.
Classic jinx. Classic jinx.
Yes.
When you take a look, you mentioned different scores, but James Stephon scores 3 goals over the weekend. Blake Murray scores a goal in all 3 games this weekend. And of course, McGarrett has been on fire with a 10-game point streak. But I want to talk about Stephon, because he's missed 3 weeks, but he's still second on the team in goals. What is it about James that's been impressive so far, especially this past weekend?
He's got a wonderful shot. He's got a great hockey IQ, great eyes. He's a guy where, if we can find him out there, which, we do often, he's always going to create a scoring chance for himself. He does a good job of creating space for himself, especially on the power play. And, Corey Melkert always says, let it rip, James. That's all what you got to do. And it's like, yeah, get him the puck and just let him go.
All right. Now, one of the big things coming up, obviously got the road game Wednesday in Wheeling, but back home for 3 starting Friday. And, if you never... not quite sure who got a goal, in a game that looks a little dicey, just call Matt, right? Just use the name Matt, because there's a Matt probably involved, and it is going to be Matt night on Friday. Before we get into any of the games, this cracked me up, what you guys put out earlier last week about Friday's game. If your name is Matt, you get a free ticket. You take a look at what the Komets put together leading up to that promotion on Friday night.
What's up, man? Good practice today, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, Matt. Your Matt's looking a little fresh today.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Just took the laundromat yesterday.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Good, you?
Not bad. Have you guys seen my left glove? It's got my name, Matt, on it.
Ah, it's right here. Must have got mixed up for some odd reason.
Oh, thanks.
There you go, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Matt.
So we're all Matts here. I thought of a team name change. You like it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Matt.
My name's Matt.
Hey, Matt here.
I go by Matt. Join us for Matt night.
So there you have it.
We should have 5 Matts, actually. Matt Brown is up in Bakersfield, but it would have been great to have the 5th one. But who knows? We could have him by Friday.
That's true, the ever-changing hockey league. But I actually thought those guys did a pretty good job acting, especially Matt Miller from Leo, and maybe, gave him a little boost because he got a goal this past week.
Yeah, it's fun. When we signed Matt Berry, he was our 5th Matt at the time, and it was like, yeah, okay, we lead the league in guys named Matt, so there's something. So our video guy, Justin Castleman, it was his brainchild, and he brought it all together. together, and you get special ticket pricing if your name is Matt next Friday.
Awesome. Good stuff right there, and good stuff this past Friday night as you guys go on the road to take on Cincinnati. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Friday night's game in the Queen City, and you guys get things rolling in the first period with the aforementioned James Stefan, his 14th goal. And at the beginning of this game, did you kind of have the idea that this was going to be a pretty good night for the Komets, because Mr. Johansson looked pretty darn good in goal?
Well, actually, I was a little worried because the Cyclones got Ken Appleby back, and Ken Appleby is a really good goaltender. I mean, he's an NHL quality goaltender. He beat the Komets earlier in the year 3-1, and it was a game where Komets, they couldn't get anything past him, and he's a guy, when he's on. But he'd been up in the American League for a few weeks, so he was taking a little bit of time to adjust. But anytime Ken Appleby is back there, it's a little worrisome. But you know what? You put a couple of goals quickly on him, and then Janssen did the rest. It was almost flipped a script there with goaltenders. But Sam Janssen, that was maybe his best game, I'd have to say, from start to finish since the run he had there late October, early November.
23 saves for Janssen in this one, and one of the things that also sticks out is, again, we talked last week about no penalties, no power plays for Cincinnati in this one for another game. That's impressive, right? Like, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, 5-on-5, I've been saying it all year. We're as good as any team in the league, and that's how you're going to win games. And they've been doing it 5-on-5, not relying on the power play, not getting into penalty trouble, not getting the other team any extra chances. So the fact that we were disciplined here for 2 out of 3 games, not picking up a penalty, and really we didn't go to the box a whole lot, really, the whole rest of the weekend. So it's good. I love to see that, because 5-on-5 hockey to me is so much better when the two teams can just go out there and everything can be settled up, even up.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the second period now, and this is where the Komets really broke it open, up 1-0 after the first period. In the second period, Harsh, Miller, Magera, they all score to make it 4-0 and really take control of this game.
Yeah, we were zipping around a lot in this game, and we carried it over into Saturday's game against Tahoe. You see the breakouts we had, the zone entries were outstanding. Sometimes the Komets do get into that trap of dump and chase, but when they're not doing that, when they're being aggressive like this and, getting the puck, they're using their speed and they're breaking out, and they're resulting on 3-on-2 chances, 3-on-1 chances. You're going to score some goals when you're doing that.
And I mentioned not giving up anything on the penalty kill, which is easy when you don't give any power plays to the other team. But the power play in the third period was really key, because you get 2 power play goals, one from Murray, one from Aliardi, and you just have to feel like every facet was clicking when it comes to the Komets on Friday night against Cincinnati.
Yeah, this team, it's, like you said, ever-changing hockey league. It's an evolving team. You're not going to have the same lineup really from night to night. So when you have a few games where you have a little bit of consistency in that lineup, it's going to show off, because that's what you did. You had some pretty consistent lines over the past 3 or 4 games, and I think it really showed, especially on the power play, because like we said, it's always a fluid, moving thing, and we've managed to keep the same guys out there for a few games. And when they're on the same page, you get tape-to-tape passes, and next thing you know, it's in the back of the net, and you're winning a hockey game.
So when you take a look at Johansson, what really has impressed you about him? Because he gets the shutout, his 4th shutout of the season. A lot of those came early, but to come back off after it felt like he got a little bit of a jolt after the ECHL All-Star Classic. Like, did that maybe give his confidence a boost? Because he's been really good the past few weeks.
No, he's actually been very steady. A lot of times early on the season, you're going to benefit from teams being, well, maybe just not up to your speed at that point, and your defense is playing really well. So shutouts aren't just on goaltenders. It's a whole team effort. And Sam Janssen and Nathan Day, they're really the same goaltender. When you see them out there, they're almost the same size, the same pads,
almost the same number.
Right, and it's like you couldn't tell which is which sometimes. So that's what's great, and they're both young. I think Nathan Day is going to turn 21 Wednesday in Wheeling. I can't think of a better place to turn 21.
Oh yeah, party in Wheeling, baby. Party and Wheeling.
So yeah, they're 20, 21 years old respectively. So it's crazy how good they are and how young they are.
West Banco Arena, that is where you want to be when you turn 21. One of the guys people are excited to talk about and excited to have now here in Fort Wayne, William Dufour, a former NHL draft pick. We had a chance to chat with the big forward this past week at practice, and here's what we had to say with the latest addition to the Komets roster. Here with the latest addition to the Komets, forward William Dufour. And William, just recently, I know you got in last night. So ahead of this, what was it that made you want to sign with the Komets and come here to Fort Wayne to play for the K's?
Yeah, I just wanted to play hockey. I didn't play a lot of games this year, a lot of up and downs so far this year. And my decision was pretty easy. I just wanted to play. In overseas, there's probably 10 games left, so I wanted to play hockey. And there's probably 30 games left here with plus the playoffs. So just want to play hockey as many games as I can and get better and go to the next level.
What do you plan to add to the Komets? What do you bring to this team?
I'm an offensive guy. Since I'm young, my power play, as I said, is my biggest strength, my shots. And since my first pro year, I've been working on my defensive game as well with my coach Brent Thompson in Bridgeport. So yeah, I think he did a really good job of that. And yeah, I'm trying to play a good two-way game, but obviously my main asset is my shots and my offensive asset.
You started this season over in the KHL in Russia, so what was that experience like?
Oh, there's a lot of things going on over there. It was nice. I really liked it. Just didn't happen to be good for me, so I just had to come back here. But really good experience. I'm not close to the odds to go back there one day, but no, I really like it there.
When you take a look at your career, you were picked, it was in the 2020 draft in the 5th round by the New York Islanders. What was it like to have your name called? Every hockey player, I imagine, waits for a day like that and a moment like that.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the COVID year, so I was home with my family. I didn't have the chance to get drafted live, but still, when I saw my name on screen, my parents were crying, my parents were screaming. It was a really nice moment for me and my family. Obviously, it's a dream came true, and I was really happy that my effort, my commitment for the last 20 years have been rewarded for that.
You played one game in the NHL for the Islanders back in 2023. So what is it like to have that as part of your resume? It forever will be part of your hockey journey that you played an NHL game.
Yeah, obviously like I said, the draft was a dream came true. But playing an NHL game with the New York Islanders against the Boston Bruins was another world. I didn't sleep that night. When I got the call up, it was just an amazing moment. And obviously my goal is to go back there one day. So. Day after day, I'm just working hard to get back there, but obviously, that game was probably the biggest thing of my career.
For you, pretty big guy as a forward, 6'3", about 212. So when you take a look at your game, how would you describe the way that you play out on the ice?
Yeah, I like to play hard. I think I need to improve this. I'm a big boy, and I need to use more my body. But I think when I use my body and my speed, I'm hard to play against, and that's what I'm trying to do, just to be hard playing against, and just do that every night and shift after shift.
Okay, so if you're a Komets fan and you haven't seen you play yet, if you're not familiar with your game, what do people need to know about William Dufour?
I'm an energetic guy. I love when fans are there. I heard a lot of good things about here. I heard that the rink is almost sold out, but there's a lot of fans coming here every game. I love it. I love to hear the noise. I love to score goals and just celebrate with the fans and everything. So yeah.
How would people who have followed your career or former teammates, how would they describe you off the ice? What kind of guy is William Dufour?
I'm a funny guy. I'm serious, but I like to have fun when it's time. I have to go. I like to just go at guys' place, just watch hockey. I like to be part of the team. I'm really sociable. I don't know if it's a word, but I like to be I like to talk. I like to have fun with the boys. So yeah, I'm really energetic.
What are you most looking forward to about your time here with the Komets?
Get better. Obviously, my goal is to go to the next level. So. Help the team win games, go for a championship, and we'll see after the year where my career goes.
All right, man. Excited to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, he's William Dufour. I'm Glenn Marini, and that is Komets Corner. As we were talking about off air, when you watch him in practice, and you got a chance to see him this past weekend, just kind of a different dude. He's speedy, big. He brings a lot to the table. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, his very first shift, you could tell this guy is legit. He rattled a shot that went off the post, and it was one of those shots where the goaltender never saw it. And Ken Appleby is actually they were teammates in Bridgeport. So the fact that Ken Appleby was completely fooled on that wrist shot was told me something. No, he's still a legit prospect. He's 23 years old. He's got a game in the NHL under his belt, and just to show you you how small the hockey world is when he spent that game up with the Islanders, who was the equipment manager, but Lenny DiCostanzo, who is now the equipment manager for the Fort Wayne Komets. So it was cool to have him come into the dressing room and actually see a familiar face. No, like he said in the interview, you know, he wants to get back to the next level. I mean, he played 7 games in the KHL, which is the NHL of Russia. All his whole career has been spent in the American Hockey League. So, you know, he's got something to prove. And I think his skating skills, his stick handling skills, is just going to, when you get someone like that in your team, it's going to just make everyone else that much better. And they're going to want to skate with this guy.
Only 23 years old, and as you mentioned, ton of pro experience.
Yeah. I mean, to have that many games, I think he's probably closing in on 200 games of pro experience, and he's only 23. You know, that's a crazy number. That also shows you he's durable, and he's never a scratch. He's always been in the lineup, so that kind of shows you that you know, he still has got a lot of room to grow, and you know, he's still going to be a commodity.
All right, so the Komets get a win on Friday night, 6-0 on the road. They come back home and get a win 6-0 against Tahoe on Saturday night. Let's take a look at some of the highlights against the Night Monsters, because this was a game where you get 3 goals in the first period, and man, it was on. It was like a continuation of Friday night into Saturday, where everything really clicked. Goaltending, offensively. You take a look at special teams. Penalty kill was 2 for 2 for the Komets. I mean, really just another game where you say we played a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, it was an exact carryover from what we did in Cincinnati on Friday. It was great because it was a home game. You know, we've struggled a little bit here at home. It was a big crowd, over 9,200 in the building. So it was great to give the fans a big thrill there, jumping out to that early lead. And you know, this Tahoe team, they're a good team. You know, they've struggled. I think you know, they had lost, actually they got 4 straight after this one. So you know, they were struggling. They weren't quite how to handle the Komets' speed there, but they made their adjustments on Sunday, as we saw. But no, I thought the intensity was great on Saturday. Everyone was clicking. It was tape-to-tape passes. It was great entries. We used our speed. When we had any defensive breakdowns, guys were selling out. They were giving up the body. They were laying out, blocking shots, and that's what you got to do. Those are the little things. And you know, without Tyler Inamoto, you know, guys are going to have to step up defensively a little bit, blocking shots, and we did everything right Saturday night.
And when you take a look at what the Komets were able to do in these 2 games, one of the things, you know, that we've kind of has maligned the Komets is letting teams back into games. They did not let Tahoe back into a game on Saturday. They did not let Cincinnati back into a game with an early lead. So how much is it, I don't know, let you rest at ease knowing that, okay, they shut the door on these guys?
Yeah, you know, you get a little bit of luck too. You know, we're up 3-0, and there was a couple instances where they had wide open nets and just missed the net. So you gotta have a little bit of luck, which we did. But we were able to keep up the intensity, and you know, you let in those 2. You know, it's a different hockey game, but the fact that, you know, you got up 3-0, then you got the next one 4-0. It's like, okay, all right, we're feeling pretty good. And they kept their foot on the gas all night long. I mean, they never let up until, even though they had a 6-0 lead. I mean, we were still going strong in the final couple of minutes, and I think that was great. Okay,
so Austin McGarry, you just saw with his 17th goal of the season. Talk about the streak that he's on right now.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately it ended Sunday without a point, but 10 straight games with a point. That was second highest streak in the league this season. So that's really impressive. And, you know, again, you stop a streak, you just start up a new one. And he has been such a solid performer. And he really, I think they're late in the game on Sunday. The guys were really trying to get him the puck and really trying to get him a chance to get another point. And actually, I think he had goals in 7 straight home games after Saturday night. So, yeah, I mean, he has come as advertised. He was one of the big gets in the offseason, and now he's turning into that guy where if you need a big one, just give it over to Austin McGarry.
What did you see from Nathaniel Day on Saturday? Obviously, a shutout from Johansson on Friday. From Janssen, excuse me. I keep saying Johansson. But when you take a look at Nathaniel Day to follow up a shutout from his goaltending mate with a shutout of his own, I mean, that's pretty darn impressive.
Hey, goaltenders, you know, they're competitive. So, you know what? Your roommate's going to throw a shutout. You're going to want to match him. And Nathan Day, he stopped 35 shots. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of bragging rights there.
Yeah, Janssen only stopped 23.
Yeah. So, but no, Nathan Day, I mean, he's again, he's young. You know, he's going to be 21 on Wednesday, but I mean, his maturity and his skill he's playing way beyond his years. But he is young, so you do see with him and Sam both where sometimes that youth and inexperience does come out. But that's why they're in the ECHL. That's why they're still learning. But Nathan Day has been outstanding. I mean, going back to what he did last year in the playoffs, you know, really saving the Komets season last year, and then to come right back into the fire and going to get a full season under his belt. He's been fantastic.
All right. Well, you mentioned shutouts aren't just necessarily a product of the goalie alone. A lot happens with the defense, and one of the guys that's been a pretty good offensive defenseman in the last few weeks has been Drew Krebs. We had a chance to chat with him at practice last week. We're here at Komets practice with defenseman Drew Krebs. And Drew, man, talking to you right now, coming off a great weekend. You get the game winner in overtime last Friday night down in Indy, and then the go-ahead goal against Cincinnati on Saturday night. What is it that's allowed you to kind of have that recent success offensively where you've been putting the puck in the back of the net?
I think just as of late, I've been playing a little bit better with the guys I have. Harshy, my D partner, it's really easy to play with, and eventually the pucks would start dropping, but no, credit goes to all the guys that I've been playing with. The team, they've been playing so well, and makes it easy on myself.
Yeah, coming into this weekend, you guys have won 3 in a row. What is it about the K's that's clicking right now?
I think we're just playing simple, playing hard, getting back to our identity, getting some guys who are healthy back in the lineup. So yeah, it's just those guys are coming in, and we're doing a job, and we're not playing individually.
This past offseason, you were a big get for the Komets. So what made you want to sign here in Fort Wayne and be a part of this franchise?
I think they have a history of winning, so I think that's the biggest thing. Coming here, Jesse told me that if I want to win, come to this organization. So I think that's the biggest pull for this team.
What have you tried to add to this team? What have you really tried to put out there on the ice for the K's?
I think just a two-way game. Someone that Corey can rely on in all situations, and then add offensively like I did as of late, but also be reliable defensively that I can shut down guys.
Okay, man, off the ice, tell me about Drew Krebs. What kind of guy is he? You're 20 years old, you're from Alberta. Like, what do people not know about you as a person?
I'm an open book, but maybe my brother, like I have some brothers I constantly golf with and hang out with, and then I'm still in school, so I'm a little student athlete, so it's a little bit of both.
Where do you go to school and what are you studying?
Just an online school, like a university, and just a business degree. So.
What do you plan to do with that after hockey's over?
Something. Business. Something in business.
It's always good to know how to handle your money.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to be an idiot with my money. So.
When you take a look at your career, I mean, you were a former NHL draft pick with the Washington Capitals. What was it like to see your name called by an NHL franchise when you were a teenager and, you know, have your name always associated with that draft pick?
It's really awesome. Like, I had the dream of getting called at the draft since I was, 3 years old, especially in Canada. And to get that opportunity and the trust that they put in me to make me a selection was unbelievable, and I cherish it all the time.
When you take a look at the rest of the season for the Komets, what are some of the things that you want to improve both individually and also as a team to have a playoff push, maybe bring a Central Division title back in the regular season before the playoffs roll around here at Fort Wayne?
Yeah, I think as a team, just keep it rolling with what we're doing right now, just playing simple and building each game to where we're a really hard team to play against night in and night out, and then individually the exact same thing, just working hard on and off the ice and become a better version of myself.
Final question from me, what's the key to keep things rolling this coming weekend? Obviously, you've got 3 games, 2 against Tahoe here back on Saturday and Sunday. How do you guys keep it rolling?
Yeah, just as I said before, just keeping it simple, just doing what we have to do to get these wins and rolling on the momentum that we already have.
All right, man, appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success. He's Drew Krebs, I'm Glenn Marini, and that's Komets Corner. Drew Krebs, just a youngster to be 22 again.
No, I don't think so. Right? You want the physique, but dude, we were stupid.
Yeah.
We were really dumb.
Oh, I'm really glad social media didn't exist back then.
Exactly.
Put all that stuff on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. I'm glad we grew up in the right era. Let's take a look at the highlights from Sunday as the Komets turn around and play Tahoe at the Coliseum again on Sunday. This one, unfortunately, a 6-2 loss as Tahoe got out to an early 3-zip lead after the first period and then 4-zip after a goal in the second period. So when you take a look at this team, just at the end of a 3-game weekend, it's just kind of a mixed bag of what you're going to get, isn't it?
Yeah, you just saw the highlight of Drew Krebs scoring a goal on his own goal off of his face.
Not good.
So me just saying that tells you what kind of a night it was. I don't think I'd ever seen that happen before. But the first goal of the game was a ricochet off of Sam Janssen's stick as he was laying down trying to stop the puck. It went off the paddle and goes in. And when you see a fluke goal like that, it's like, uh-oh, we're in for a long night. You just kind of feel it. And then I think that was the third goal that went off of Krebs' face and past his own goaltender. You just know it. And, and you're going to have nights that, especially you had 2 great games. Hey, you're going to have a letdown. You've played a lot of hockey. Tahoe, they actually didn't play on Friday, so they were here waiting for us. So they played 1 less game, but this was a team that had lost 4 straight. So Tahoe, they didn't want to go back to Tahoe empty-handed on their road trip, so they were going to be uber motivated to get a win. And you know what? They did what they had to do. They pressured the Komets to the outside. They didn't let us get off clean passes. We were forced to start to dump and chase again. And Jordan Perpierney, a former Komet, who's a really good goaltender, had a real off night on Saturday, and he knew, if they're going to throw him back in there, he was going to be a lot better the next day, and he was.
Yeah, very motivated. So for the 2 goals, I should say, in this game, you got Tutayev with a goal for the 2nd game in a row, and you got Blake Murray with his 3rd game in a row this past weekend with a goal. What have those guys done well? And Tudor he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, he's a guy who's got the skills, to be at the next level. He really does. I like what he's done this year. He's stepped up the physical play. I think, last year, and just because, he is a Russian European player, they have a tendency to shy away from contact.
Finesse.
Yeah, exactly. Finesse. But he is not. He is going out and he's hitting guys. He's not afraid to get hit anymore. And it's just the problem with he is so skilled finding that guy to skate with him, and maybe Dufour might be that guy. It looked like it was going to be Lyndon McCallum there for a couple days.
For 2 weeks?
Yeah. The number 25 is cursed now, by the way.
I guess.
But no, Kirill, he's a great kid, and if we can find that guy who can really skate with them, that's when you miss a guy like Jack Gorniak, a guy who can just be as skilled as Kirill and is just as fast. So it's getting that guy to be able to have the same skill set to be on the same line with him.
Okay, so the Komets take 2 out of 3, score 14 goals over 3 games of the weekend. We had a chance to chat with the team after Sunday's game. Here's what they had to say.
I think they had a good jump tonight, and they got on us early there. And it's always hard to, come from behind in a game, especially in this league. So, yeah, I think they had a better start than us tonight, and we were kind of just trailing from there. Overall, I thought we had a good weekend. The first 2 games, I thought we played extremely well. Felt like we played a full 60, and then obviously tonight it was a little bit of a step back, but we'll get back to it. Yeah, I think just everyone contributing. I think all 4 lines were going, and it didn't really matter who was out there. And our defense were contributing from the back end, and it really helped. And I think our goalies are making stops when they needed to, and that helped us offensively.
I just think a couple mistakes. They bounced on their pucks, and they made it happen, and we didn't. So, we won 2, but you want to win all 3. You want to win every game you play in. So. Not good enough tonight, and you want to be able to respond on Wednesday. Just keeping it simple, playing hard, playing well, and being there for each other and supporting each other on pucks. Just played our systems, played our game, trusted ourselves, and our goalies made some good saves, and you obviously need that to win some games. So
we need to win through our defending. I think I said it early in the year, and then I said it when our offense was struggling, but. Offense is like scoring comes and goes a little bit, right? Like if everybody was a consistent goal scorer, everybody would score 30, right? So scoring is streaky and it can come and go, but your defense you can control every single day. And I think for us, when you're scoring goals, it gets a little easier to maybe not feel like you have to be as detailed defensively, and I think that's got to be our focus, is win through our defending and allow our scoring to come naturally.
All right, so 4 games this week. We got about a minute left. Tell me what you're looking forward to, because you got 3 games at home this weekend following Wednesday's game at Wheeling.
Yeah, we're in the blender here. Going to Wheeling. Wheeling has been a really good team all season long, but they've lost 5 in a row. They got swept this weekend, so they are going to be motivated, especially at home coming up on Wednesday. Komets been a really good road team. It'll be the first time we play these guys, so I expect Wednesday to be a really good game. Iowa, make sure this is not a trap game because they're in last place, and then because you don't want to look past them, and you're looking at Toledo on Saturday, which you're 4 points back again, 2 games back, 4 points. Who knows? First place might be back on the line for I don't know how many times we played these guys with a chance to get back into first place. It might happen on Saturday. And then Sunday, you got a special 2 o'clock start against Bloomington. Both teams are going to be a little gassed going into that game, but that's going to be a hard-fought 2 points.
All right, we'll have it all wrapped up for you next Monday right here on Komets Corner. But for this week, he's Shane, I'm Glenn. We'll see you next week.
You're watching Komets Corner.